Hi, want to let you know about a few things. You probably normally see me saying things like, why hello there, my name's That Watson Guy and welcome back to Stardew Valley, because it's always Stardew Valley, right? There's gonna be more Stardew Valley, don't dread, it's not one of those out, but let's talk. First things first, I'm sick. I'm under the weather. I have been hacking and coughing and sneezing and all of it, and I caught it, whatever it was, right as I was finishing up the Stardew stuff. Right as I was finishing that Stardew Let's Play, and as I was making that 500 days big video on the main channel that you may or may not have seen. The bad news is, and the only bad news I really have for you, is that I am going to be down for the count this week in terms of episode count, in terms of you getting new things this week. So we're going to take this week off. We're going to call it a health week. We're going to take this week off. We just finished a big Stardew run. We can just breathe. Next week, we'll kick off with 3 new series I got cooking up for you. We're going to do them one at a time, but I'm cooking up 3 of them. I'm already working on one of them. I'm working on the plans for the next one, and I'm about to start working on the other one. One of them is Stardew, so for those of you who are big Stardew lovers, that's coming. Don't worry, I'm not going to leave Stardew totally behind, but the other 2 are going to be something different, and I think you're going to like them. One of them I'm really, really positive you're going to like, and one of them is a little to the left, but it's not that far to the left. I think you'll like it too. Stay tuned. Also, you may have noticed, but you might be used to seeing a bookshelf behind me. Yeah. So I moved, right? Yeah, I'm in a totally different place here. Totally different rules, totally different lifestyle, everything. I'm in a totally different part of the world right now, okay? So I gotta kind of figure out how to navigate that in terms of recording things and in terms of streaming things, because I want to do both, but I'm still kind of figuring that out. So for the next till towards the end of the calendar year, this is going to be what you're going to see behind me. You're not going to see my elaborate collection of bookshelves, shenanigans and such and so forth. So, what does that mean for us? It means you're still going to get 3 episodes a week. Good news. Except for this week. Also, I'm going to try a couple of other things along with those 3 over here. Because, here's the deal. I'm kind of operating on 2 different schools of thought. The thing that I call the main channel, the one that's called That Watson Guy, where you see things like I played 100 days of, that's kind of like a new school style of YouTube. I'm kind of like trying to play to the algorithm so that I can sort of get a large enough audience to be able to do this for a living, because I want to be able to do it for a living well enough that I can like focus in on it and get really good at it and hopefully hire editors and all the cool stuff, right? And do all the and really make something that, you know, can brighten a lot of people's day. But until then, I'm going to be experimenting. That main channel is new school, right? This one I kind of want to be the old school style. So, you know, like era 2012 to maybe even as far as 2019, kind of like the old school YouTube where you just sort of just cranked out not much in terms of editing, but just lots of content and people just ate that up because it was what was available. I want to have that kind of stuff too. So this place, I want it to be like the old school style where you just get lots of stuff to watch rather than it having to be like super highly intensely edited. I love making both, but I know that YouTube doesn't like both being in the same place because they're not the same thing and they're not majority for the same people. Some people like both, some people don't. Some people like one from one and one from another, but seeing both from the same person's weird, you know? So I'm trying to make those 2 things kind of separate, but I want to do them both. So you're gonna get your old school YouTube kind of stuff here, where I'm not gonna like focus on too much heavy editing. We're just gonna make some laughs, man. We're just gonna love life over here. And over there, we're gonna crank it out. We're gonna sweat deadlines. We're gonna go ham. We're gonna get that algorithm. You know what I mean? So it's gonna be 2 different vibes. As a result, I want to do things like just here's a series, here's a one-off funny game, here's a vlog, here's how my life is going. How's your life going? You know, I just want to kind of have the 2 planets. To that end, I want to create a little bit of differentiation. You may notice that the profile pictures of each are like the same. The profile pictures of each are the same. They're the same. That's probably not gonna help. So you're probably gonna see this one. No, this one. You're probably gonna see this one change. It's still gonna be me. You might just see the picture change. You also might see that the name, like, look at my hands, they're shiny. I have beard oil on my hands. I'm trying beard oil. I want to see how it affects my, I'm about to shore it up, but I wanted to oil it first, you know, care for the hedge and then trim it. Anyway, I want to try adjusting this name slightly. So it's still going to be That Watson Guy and then something, but this something probably isn't going to say Let's Play because I'm going to do Let's Plays and other stuff that kind of fits that old school vibe, plus one other thing that maybe doesn't fit the old school vibe. You may see that change. Just keep it in mind. It's probably worth noting as well that I would really like this channel to be monetized. I don't know if you know this, but because of the fact that we don't have 1,000 subscribers over here, I've not made a single penny on anything I've posted here. There's 2 requirements. You gotta get 1,000 subscribers and like 4,000 public watch hours. We've crushed the public watch hours one because you guys are watching the videos and you're enjoying them. But there's just, the number of people who have pressed subscribe is just too low, which is kind of like odd, but okay. Worst problems to have, I guess. In the interest of kind of fanning out what I want to do with the old school vibe over here, which I think we're gonna love. It seems to be going well, is, for one, you guys have asked to see things like the VODs. I've seen multiple people suggest that they wish they could have seen the Stardew Valley villain playthrough where I got the JoJo achievement. They wish they could have seen the live, like they could have seen it. The good news is I saved the VODs for those. So I think the place that makes the most sense to put those would be here. So hang tight, those will come out. My plan for VODs specifically is my intention is to either post them on one of the days you would normally get an episode if I'm running behind, or if I'm crushing it, then I will post it as an extra on one of the other 4 days of the week that you don't normally get a video over here. So stay tuned for that. There won't always be VODs though, because I won't be able to stream as regularly as I'll be able to record because of where I am and the new rules I have to follow. So that said, you're getting VODs, you're getting 3 new series coming up, one of which is Stardew. You now know, because I'm going to tell you, that there's going to be more after that as well, and I think another one of them is going to be Stardew, to be honest with you. You should also know that soon I'm going to be live streaming, whenever I can figure that out. So soon TM. I don't know exactly when soon is, I'm working on it. But whenever I can figure that out, you can expect that I have 3 different Stardew ideas for challenge runs I want to do. My big plan is to do blind playthroughs here so that I can do them without people live suggesting me things so that it's truly a blind playthrough. And then the things that I'm like playing again because they're really fun and worth a second playthrough, I'm gonna stream so I don't have to worry about like spoilers and such. Over on Twitch, you can expect 3 different challenge runs that are gonna be coming up soon. I'm not gonna tell you what they are because spoilers, but they're coming. So if you're not following me on Twitch, do that. If you're not subscribed to this channel, do it, please, because I need to get 1,000 of them so that I can get any compensation besides praise in the comments, which, hey, we love that. But do that. To the subscriber end, the one thing I mentioned that probably isn't going to fit the old school vibe, but I'm going to try to make it fit the old school vibe, is I'm also going to test out shorts. The shorts are not going to get in the way of the main videos, and they're also not going to be in your subscription feed, so they're not going to spam you, because we have the choice to not do that as creators. I'm not going to spam you with them. My hope is to push them over there to the place where people doom scroll. We love doom scrolling here on the channel. And I am going to try to bring in some new people who like this style of content. Slower paced, and we're just enjoying it. So you're gonna see some of those. Feel free to interact with them. Would love it, but that's the plan. Have I covered it all? I've got notes here that I'm kind of jumping back and forth, and I had a whole plan for how I was gonna tell you this, and I just went from like step 1 to 5 to 2 to 3 to 6 to 4. Here's the summary. I'm taking this week off. It's a health week because I got sick and I'm almost better, but I need to get a little better and then I'll be able to record and then actually post stuff. I've got 3 different series upcoming that you can expect soon, one at a time, and one of them is Stardew. I'm going to try out shorts to try to improve our exposure over here so that I can get a little further down the line in terms of the content dreams. And that would mean that you get more content from me, so that's a good thing. Support it if you can. You are going to get VODs from my live streams when I can fit them in. I have to fix some of them sometimes because sometimes things go wrong, like the second and the first half of the third of the villain VODs. There was a problem with my mic because a different game that I play offline with my friends turned up my microphone gain and didn't tell me, and then I streamed and the microphone was through the fucking roof. Nobody told me. Anyway, so you might hear a little bit of a mic quality problem in those, but you'll at least be able to see what happened. You'll at least get some juicy content, even if it's loud. I'll tweak it as best I can and then give you a rendered version. I'm just about to keel over here in terms of my sickness. So that, oh, I forgot to mention. So you may know about these channels over here. I'll put them over here. If you do, don't worry about them. If you don't worry about them. I had like 6 different ideas when I was really kind of getting started, so I made like 6 different channels and was posting to them and was like, man, I'm spread too thin. This is ridiculous. I can't grow on any of these because I'm not focusing on one thing at a time. So I've trimmed it down to the 2 that I mentioned before. That's where you're gonna find your content. Those are gonna be empty houses. Assume that they just don't exist and don't bother with them. I told you about how I want to do kind of old school and new school. We covered that. I'd like for them to kind of be their own things with certain people wanting to watch both. I'd like them to stand on their own. I don't necessarily want one to be a subsidiary of the other, even though kind of right now it kind of is. I want each of them to sort of grow to be their own thing with some, think of like a Venn diagram, right? Like some of the audience will want both, but most of the audience will want one or the other, I'm expecting. That's the goal. So we're going for that. Over here, you can expect what I've told you about the earlier era of YouTube, and you may see the profile picture change for this channel, and you may see the end of the name of the channel be adjusted to more accurately fit the vibe, and not just specifically Let's Plays, which will continue, but it won't be the only thing. Oh God, that was such a ramble. This was supposed to be so much less time than it was. But hey, you know it all now. You got all the information, and you might just have it twice. Okay, I'm gonna shut up. See you soon.